Hello, and welcome to the stream. Well, finally, I managed to not forget about the stream this time. We have 3 people watching. Great, that was 0 a while ago. The server, as usual, I don't usually change things up a lot, so the server will still be MP server 21. I'm just about to connect here. And of course, my call sign is HSFGS as usual. But as I said earlier, the MP servers, they are all interconnected. So whatever server you join, they should all be able to connect. These days I've been writing the airport code I'm using in the description. So I'm spawning in the apron at VTSP, that's Victor Tango Sierra Papa, or also known as the Phuket airport, the same one that I pretty much always go to. I mean, legendary. Right now I'm seeing no people, but you can always see it on screen if I have somebody with me. So, as said, this is the Piper Seneca II, which is, the reason I picked this is that I kind of got to know about it because I know the Thorsten Dreyer, which is one of the people who developed the main parts of FlightGear, the core code. He actually had a part in making this aircraft, and that's why I'm interested in seeing what this one had to offer. ATC new. Okay, we might need to do some procedures here, guys. Oh, and I think it was ATC new, but you just spawned right above me, so that wouldn't have been good. Or was anyway. CS100, I don't think I have that, so that's why you're appearing as a glider. My installation doesn't know what that is. So, we're going to go through some startup, and we're going to get out of this apron so people can stop spawning in front of me. So, magnetos to on by hitting this thrice. As Cortex flicks the switch over here. Throttles to about 25%. We'll use the HUD to make it a little bit easier for me. That will be about here. S for 5 seconds. And we can shift B to release the brakes. Anyway, first order of business. Hello, Rui Kang Wu. Nice to see you here again. I really need to back away from this, and the Seneca II has no reverse thrust, so we're just going to need to do a braking turn like this to get away. Fortunately, there's just enough space here. And whoever ATC knew was, he was flashing in and out. That happened the last time too. So, I actually didn't mention that what we were going to do today, that because I pretty much decided that it will be one of the classic, reverse of the classic flight, which is from Phuket at VTSP to Krabi, which is VTSG. There's an old video on my channel that basically is a walkthrough of how to do this in a VFR. It's not a real route, it's something I invented, but it's a pretty good route that takes you through a lot of techniques that I've seen so far. However, the reverse is a lot harder, so this is not going to be a VFR flight, it's going to be an IFR flight, mostly. I'm still going to be using a very visual final approach, but I am also going to be using the VOR as my main way of navigation. It's a Grand Calibran. Yeah, it will be a while before we take off. Flight realism, don't worry, it's going to be a while before I take off. I plan to go through a very realistic sequence today. So as I said, we will be flying from here to Krabi or VTSG using a bunch of VORs, so there's going to be a lot of setup that we're going to have to do. Unfortunately, ATC Noob is an airplane, not an ATC, so we don't have to deal with them. Otherwise, I would have to request a pushback right here. No, let's throttle down to idle for now. And let's get started. So first thing we want to do is to get the weather to know which runway we're taking off at. So realistic way to do this, of course, you have ATC servers in range, if it works. Fun. Anyway, yeah, that dialogue isn't working. Anyway, yeah. What I should do? Hello, Irish. It's okay. There's always next time. What I was trying to do is that I want to tune the ATIS frequency for this one. I know there's 118.1, but that's tower. That's tower, not ATIS. And I don't have the ATIS frequency for this one, so I'm going to cheat and use the weather dialog, which always has a METAR decoded like this. And I think this is available since 2020.1, so yeah. So the wind is from 60 degrees, so I think we're going to take off from 09 today. And it's 5 knots. That's quite a lot. And yeah, the important bit is the wind. The visibility we have, it's pretty much cav okay, so we're going to be fine here. We have light rain, but nothing here. That's going to be interesting in a little while. Alright, let's go to radio setup then. I said VTSP is over here, VTSG is over here. Now, once we're in an area, we also want to check the weather in here, but unfortunately we can't do that, so you do you. Wind is from 60 here, which is right up. Is my mouse cursor on? Let me check. Yeah, it's on. Which is right about here, so so it's pretty much either way. It's going to be a little bit where we're coming in this way, 1214, so we're going to do that. Our two nav aids here, we have the Krabi for DME at KBI and KB, which is the NDB. So I'm going to tune those in. We're not going to use the iOS because we are. Hello, Flight with Realism. Hello, Symbolic Sam. Nice to see you here. So the for DME is at 111.00, and I already have practiced this, so it saved my tuning right here. I have it onto both radios, which means that they have both radios tuned in here. This is for nav 1 and this is for nav 2. You can set the OBS independently. We don't have signal right now, but that's okay. So for this one, we're going to set the OBS to 141, which I already have. It's going to be a good one for landing. And for this one, we're going to fly, because I just do a course, so to bring me straight there. The nav signal doesn't seem to be too strong, but it seems to be about here. Let's just go straight east. I'm going to have to arc over to get onto the track for runway 14. Also, we have the NDB. The frequency of this NDB is 299, and as you see, I already have that tuned in from last time. It corresponds to this thing over here, which basically this arrow will always point to the airport. Basically, this compass card, it doesn't do anything, just let me set things. Right. So with this already set, it's time to go ahead and take off. Set the camera away once, and let's release the parking brake and go. Huh. Okay, I'm going to rev up the throttle a little bit. There we go. This thing also has an autopilot, and I'm showing it in the sky. I was there in your morning What morning devious live stream? I think autocorrect mangled a few things there. But yeah, you were there. Apparently, ATC knew was Flight with Realism. Yeah, I think it told us a lot, but I used to do ATC here at this airport at Phuket, like 3 years back now, and yeah, I've got a few visits, but of course it's not Europe, so I always don't get a lot of traffic. It's like one plane per. I would do with this in Shadow Squad. It's going to be boring. Oh, and fun fact I want to tell, between the last stream and this one, I went ahead and did a few optimizations, and in fact, I actually got a fairly constant 30 FPS with the A220 when flying on my computer alone without filming now. However, if I turn on the encoder for streaming or, recording, it drops down to 15. So unfortunately, you won't be seeing me doing the realistic ATC. One thing that was in the plans for a really long time and never got implemented. Yeah, you're not going to see me fly the A320 on this channel anytime soon, but yeah. So it's gonna go ahead and bring up the ATC menu. Unicom. 6. For anyone who's in MP traffic with me. Yep. It's always funner when I have people flying with me. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not happening in the early days today. So the Seneca actually does have an animated yoke that I can move. Unfortunately, I like to turn it off because it hides quite a few things in a mall. Take care. COVID's still around. Right, and now that we're heading here, this plane actually does have retractable gear. This is going to be interesting. Hello, Flight Maria. It's good to see you in your sim. Okay, so the rotate speed for this one is about I think it was 70 knots, more or less. And I can keep about 90 until we retract the gear. So let's gradually rev that up. Yep, that was a little bit too far there. Okay, 70, pull up. A little bugbear. And there we go. Okay, going down a little bit. Gear up. This gear takes. I actually don't know how it is pronounced. So yeah, we're already drifting a little bit. So let's get back on track. Anyway, the autopilot on this thing. Of course, it has an autopilot, and it's down over here. We have, of course, roll mode, heading mode. It's fairly basic, and pitch mode. Nope. Go up. Or down a little bit, I guess. And pitch mode, which is just activated. It's also an altitude mode, which will, keep an altitude for me. I see that. It's okay. Pitch up a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and change my settings real quick because this is going to overheat. This has a real chance of overheating my CPU. And okay, now it should be better. So, as I was saying, this thing does have set your speed 80 knots is not, 80 knots is going to be hard. And there's also a DME over here. This displays my distance. At 10 miles, things are going to happen because at 10 miles, I'm actually going to I did the calculations in my head a while back. I just did the calculations, but yeah, at 10 miles out, if I start ascending at about -1,000, then it will be just about perfect for going to land the airport. I'm going to start ascending at 12, a little bit earlier, so to make it a little bit better. Okay, now one interesting feature of this autopilot is that this only has a heading and roll mode, but we can also do navigation from here. You can follow localizers. I'm not sure what Omni is, but here's for following the radio. Unfortunately, there's no altitude setting, so we do have to do this here. Altitude mode is going to be useful when we level off in a minute. So let's switch it to nav mode. And now instead of tracking my heading bug, it should gradually go and intercept that automatically. Another thing we could do is that because this is a fixed pitch propeller plane, whoops, there are 3 levers in here. The throttle lever, which you can do with 9 and 3. The mixture, which is do with Shift M and M, like that. And also, it's also a prop RPM thingy. It's basically the propeller pitch, which we can adjust. Right now, it's producing maximum torque. We can feather it by going down that. So what I'm going to do right now is pull the propeller pitch a little by using Shift N, which is right next to Shift that, and also throttle up a little bit to compensate. And I want both of those to max at the same time because I kind of want this to be fast. Whoops, that is way too far. And we can adjust the pitch a little bit. Whoops, I think we hit some turbulence there. Yeah, there's clouds on the way. Throw back a little bit, adjusting torque. Yeah, you can. I actually don't know how to do planes of this type, and just basically trying as I go here. And here we go. We're at optimal now. We're climbing at about 120. This aircraft can do up to 160 safely. In fact, it can cruise at 170 if we go higher than this. But I'm not doing that because we won't be able to descend in time. Another thing we can adjust because we're going pretty high. Right now we're crossing 33,000 feet. Is cool the mixture a little bit for some extra performance. There will be a point at which you will actually slow down because the engine is running too lean, and that is happening right about now. So there's probably not too much use in pulling the mixture right now. Let's put it back here. So the Grand Caravan needs a pushback. This one also needs a pushback truck. So Caravan, I might have to install that. Used to be interested in that. That was one of the things I did back in the FSX days. In fact, we have 2 caravans. I'll probably not getting started. I'm not sure if one of those is an expired session. And as I said, we're doing IFR, so we can safely go into the clouds here. So here's an outside view of this fairly loud, admittedly, plane. I said it has retractable gear. It has retracted right now. I'm pretty sure this plane actually has a functioning anti-eye system, but I don't think I'll be going high enough to demo that. Flight realism has taken off. Let's take a look. Yeah, but it's probably going to take a while because these 2 planes are basically equivalent. And I do actually have a model for it, interestingly, just not a low-res one. Okay, I'm just going to go into this a moment because I think that was messing up the other people's views. Right, so as I said, we're approaching 5,000 feet where I want to level off, and when it hits 5,000, I'm going to turn on the altitude mode here. 1, 2, 1, go! And now it's going to gradually pitch down and make sure it maintains this altitude. This time we can feather the prop back a little bit and increase the throttle. There we go. Now we may have to watch it a little bit because we might be going too fast with this plane now. But yeah, we are currently cruising at about, let's see, 160, I think. No, it's 140, 135 up or whereabouts. And my ground speed is a little bit higher at 145, interestingly enough. Yeah, I thought I would have a lot to say about this plane, but apparently not at all. But yeah, as you can see, I can adjust the pitch of the plane in pitch mode using this wheel right here. In fact, I'm going to adjust it so that it goes a little bit down in preparation for descent. It's not going to affect the plane right now because it's in altitude hold mode, but we will see. The wind apparently changed direction up here. Actually, we could have descended at 500 feet per minute if we start descent at 20 miles out, but that's not fun. Anyway, let's see what flight realism is up to. This model is pretty detailed. I don't have the caravan installed, so this must have come with just him. Anyway, this is him. We don't have the engine sounds right now, but nice to see you here. You're actually keeping distance and catching up to me a little bit, actually. It's interesting. These things are fast. But as I said, I actually don't know how to do these planes properly, so that might be the reason. And again, we don't have the ATC services in range dialog, otherwise we could have done that. Shit, I think I have enough time and there's no activity in the chat, so let me just quickly look at frequencies for Krabi and see what we get. What's the airport code for that again? VTSG. And of course, we can see land coming into view right here. We're crossing in now. What, 18 miles out, as I said, at 20 miles, at 12 miles out, sorry, I will just start descending. AT says at 134.20 for Krabi, so let's tune that in on COM 1. So, 134.40. Was it? 132. I must have misread something. It's 132.40. And swap it to use. Should we have volume up? Okay, we can't hear it. We don't hear it, which means that's probably the wrong frequency. And FlightGear hasn't updated, but I don't know what it is in FlightGear, so you do you. Okay, I'm going to set the heading bug to due north because that is where we start arcing over. Once we hit 12 miles out. And the current frequency for Krabi Tower is actually 112.5, but let's just tune it in for fun. Oh, it's 122. That's why. Okay, back to the chat window. Yeah, I will slow down pretty soon as I hit, 12 lines out mark. But anyway, your caravan is actually catching up, or was anyway, so. And now nothing to worry about there. Anyway, as I said, we will be gradually reducing the throttle in preparation for our descent at 12 miles out. So that's down to about there. 12, 11. Now heading mode. So as long as it's safe to do so, I do want to... Okay, and course, we're going to be on 140 now. Although I'm going to keep gradually roll this towards to make it a little bit more fun. I think we just lost nav for a few moments there, but it's okay. Can still be a little bit faster. You don't have to pull the flaps right now. Hi, Karen Brown. Nice to see you here. We're just about to arc into and descend into Krabi now. And I'm not sure if that's out of or to or from the air. Okay, we're arcing out, so let's turn over. So right now we're just going to arc around to runway. Runway should be somewhere out to the left here, but I just don't see it right now. So now now the airport is 2 to 12. How do you like it? Pretty good so far. So just as an exercise, I'm going to turn on altitude mode and make sure that the plane descends at the speed where I want it to. It's a little bit on, so I'm going to push it down a little bit. A lot actually, because we need this to travel pretty fast. We're still a while out. Yeah, you have plenty of time to catch up to me, bro. Whoops. That's wrong, that's wrong. It looks like we're at the right amount, so let's turn back altitude mode back on and we'll leave that on standby. Right, we're right at about the right leg now, so we're going to turn in and start our descent for now. Whoops, we're actually a little bit early here. Go back. And I think we have someone at, I think Samui or someone. Hi, Symbolic Sam. Karen Brown, I'm using a mouse because I don't have a joystick with me. Oh my god, there's a mountain up there that I need to make sure it don't hit. So we're going to intercept at the airport, should be right about there somewhere. So yeah, it's still pretty far out, it's like 10 miles. So let's just do like a 45-degree intercept or something like that. 141. I'm going to start descending, but maybe a little bit high. And it is turning into this FlightGear small YouTubers reunion. Maybe. Yeah, and I meet a lot of people here. Alright, we're coming in, so let's turn over. And I meet a lot of people here, and I don't think you can consider me small. I think I'm one of the bigger channels around. But yeah, it kind of feels like a reunion, and I love it that way. Then there's the airport, everyone. There is the airport, and it shows up as black here on the display because there is a bug with the shaders, and at some airports, the sides of the runway will show up as black. So that's what that is. There's no localizer for this side, so yeah. And it's time to slow down. Hopefully the flight realism can catch up a little bit. We're going to push down a little bit. When I saw FlightGear and I press finish, it doesn't open. However, if I... Okay, if you're talking about the finish button on installer, I'm not sure, but you might be able to like try to start it again via the menu. Okay, we're definitely descending way too slow. So push it considerably, and we'll level off when it's done. Heading a little left here. It's telling me to deploy the gear. That's early for me, and the gear deploy speed is like down here, but I'll do it. Right, now go up. Back up, back up. Okay, the throttle really needs to go in now. Because... Okay, I'm turning off the autopilot on pitch mode because this is just acting really weird. And also, I'm throttling really down because I want flaps. Flaps should be going down right about now. Especially now that I have the gear on. We have that mountain we need to pass. So we're going to hold up for a little bit, and we're going to keep descending. So right now we're all set for when it says click finish to open. Yeah, that might not. Yeah, just try launching it from the start menu. If that doesn't work, then there's something wrong. Right, nicely trimmed. Flaps 2. And a little bit more throttle. I might be a little bit low here. Interesting. Anyway, we are still trim and well on. The approach speed for this is actually 90, so we can do a lot. You can go a lot faster in this. Okay, we're going to turn off heading and roll modes. And I'm going to assume manual control. There we go, we slewed over to the runway. We're looking good, probably a bit high, but it's still good. Drifting a little bit too much there. Oh god, my descent speed is not helping me. I might be a little bit low here. Yeah, I'm dull. I have trouble telling where I'm going in. I think. This also happened the last time too. I would drift down way too low and overcorrect. And that's also why I'm not going to use flaps 3 on this thing, because it makes it really hard to correct. Lag! God damn it, lag. Also, I think we have, as predicted, significant crosswind on this landing. Let's see. Still a little bit high. We can turn back a little bit. Turn back quite a little bit. Let's do it on flaps 3 and be very ready on the throttles. There you are, bracket trim. I'm all over the place with this. Yeah, I'm basically trying to make sure that everything is staying in balance. We have a bit of crosswind too, I think. Right, I think we're back along what I would roughly consider normal. The Pappy is still staying at low, but I feel safe continuing. Okay, I'm a little bit high. We're still good. Okay, I think we're roughly good now. Left a little bit. We're drifting. Hello, DLSX. Thanks. Nice to see you here. Okay, the Pappies are changing color, which means I'm definitely ascending way too fast. And the Caravan just passed me right there. Yeah, the approach speed of this thing is actually 90 knots. I'm flying it way slower. Because it kind of ended up there. Okay, we're still a little bit high. I think there's a bit of a crosswind on this too. This is why my heading is so lopsided. This might be one of the nicer landings I've made over the years. Okay, Poppy's not looking good now, but I'm still pretty fairly bang on. Okay, now I will need to slew over. Now I need to be go a little bit off and then slew over for a crosswind landing. And you have a nice safe descent. Over the threshold, engines to idle. And flare. Oh, whoops. That was late. Okay, that would have been a really bumpy ride to the passengers. And we have a bunch of people arriving right here. Nice. Real reunion here, people, with 13 people watching. That's really nice. Okay. Let's actually see the terminal and see what we can can do with this. It's a lot of people flying in caravans. Had to say, that was one of the nicer approaches I've been making lately. That's why you prepare. If you have everything ready, you wouldn't have to make last minute corrections, and everything can be a lot smoother as a result. I wasn't tracking because I've been focusing on mine, but yeah, there's a. I think I think I saw one aircraft land long actually, and I totally forgot to announce. Yep. So here it is, terminal. I think it has been updated since the last time, interestingly enough. And if you haven't been to Thailand before, and at airports like this, you would actually have things like A320s and 777s flying in, and then they would park in front of this building. And some airports there won't even be a jet bridge, and you just park there and just walk off the plane off an air stairs and walk into the terminal. It feels really frank that way. This one has a jet bridge in its model. I haven't been here, and there's probably jet bridges in real life too. And yeah, nothing beats landing in a small airport, walking down air stairs, and cones around engines, and straight into a terminal like it's nothing. Hello, Epic Chicken. Nice to see you here again. This plane is in FG add-on, also known as you can just hit download in the launcher, and this is what you will get. So I'm just going to park in front of that jet bridge right there and go see other people. Yeah, FG add-on, if you see WKitty post on Discord or something like that, it means that you download in the launcher. Right, engines through idle. And parking brake. And time to shut this down. And it's not a mixture to lean. There goes the engines. And we're gonna shut things off. I actually forgot the lights completely, but I don't know. They're packing around a lot. Don't do lame auto shutdown. Yeah, there's no lame auto shutdown here. The Citation 10 has lame auto shutdown. You just hit auto start again and it will shut down for you. But yeah, this is just basically a lame generic shutdown. That's probably not the best way to do things, but yeah. I was about to just go out again and maybe do some random things, but apparently you guys, except for ATC Noob, just went ahead and parked. And ATC Noob basically is just floating around in one. I wonder who that is, just floating around. Okay, one view is that. Anyway, that took 43. See a bad for you? Yeah, I also have classes I need to deal with, so I know exactly how you feel. Apparently, this took only 45 minutes. That's the power of a flash play. 45 minutes is the duration of the entire flight if I do it on the 172p. So yeah, having something that goes at 140 really saves a bunch of time, even though I have to like arc in. And you can see on the map, I'm not going to use the Fi map because that opens Firefox and that would kill my frame rate. But this is a map of what we just did. As you can see here, we approach this along this radio. This is just turn out from the airport, and here's where we arced basically, and come right in. And a really good approach. It's so nice to see. Ruikan Wu, ich denke nicht, dass du Deutsch sein oder dass du Deutsch sprechen kannst. Okay, I'm not confirming that I can be on Rish's live stream this Saturday, but next Saturday. But yeah, I agree to do it. If I can find the time to do it, I would definitely do that. It's quite a bit of fun to fly around, and I also want to like follow people instead of being followed like this one, because you know I have a flight plan to just go out and do stuff. And yeah, Irish basically contacted me this morning with a bunch of requests, which is what he was referring to earlier. Let's turn the battery rest back on, because I mean 45 minutes just sounds way too short, so maybe we're just going to do some random pattern work out here. Right, next to full rich. Unfortunately, you cannot drag the levers here. And as I said, this thing actually has an EDI system, but I haven't turned that on. Press V. What's with V? Someone is saying hey. Yeah, I don't have another flight plan unless we just want to like go back lately. But what I was planning is that maybe do some like random pattern work and formation flying or something like that. Maybe. Let's just see what we're doing to do. However, I'm actually in a little bit of a pickle here because I park super close to the fence with objects all around me and another plane right here, and I don't have a pushback truck. That's not gonna be good, isn't it? Unfortunately, I can't just teleport if I need, because this is a sim, but this might not be fun. No, wait, that's in. And let's see how well this is gonna go. Just recenter the controls. Propel's all right. Unhook that. Willing to go out into the road a little bit. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you have reverse thrust. Always nice. I think there was a meme. I know that a lot of you watch like Swiss 01, and if you also watch Air Force Proud, there's also a meme with people just repeatedly push back with reverse thrust in FS10, and of course he got really annoyed and does all that. You're going way too fast. That's way too fast for. What? Did you just have a tail strike? What just happened? Oops. Yeah, you're not a tail dragger. Tail strikes aren't fun. Yeah, the Saturday is coming after this. Hopefully I can go in. The exam's also coming up, so I'll also have to wait it with that. But I think I can find the time. Okay, let's pull the pilot list back up. And let's see what runway we're going to be doing. 3-2. 3-2 is apparently the preferred runway. So if we're going to take off at 3-2, let's set the heading up to that first, so we can use it, the autopilot. It means that we're going to turn right and go over to that end of the runway. My FG multiple is mode also bad. Why? I mean, it depends. I don't know how the model loading works on FlightGear, but yeah, it hasn't really always been good. Also, there's a little bit of loading logic, but there's a little bit of loading logic, but I think that at this point, all of you should use the high-res model, so I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wanted to keep it to, like, if I'm going to do anything that involves people are not on stream, I always try to, like, type it. No, sometimes it's just overly idealistic like that. And in fact, I think you can read it. I actually don't want to. I actually want to follow this time rather than be followed. But yeah, if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Yeah, NP. So anyway, this is going to be a fun one because unlike at Phuket, there's not a full parallel runway to this thing. So, I mean, this is a stop. I don't think we're going to use this full length. As I said, it's the length of an A220. But yeah, we're going to have to do some backtracking on this one. And I think that Symbolic Sam or maybe somebody else, he did a... Are we going to do a parallel takeoff? Oh my god, that's going to be fun. Parallel takeoff is going to be fun. Okay, I might just align on the left edge just to make sure that can happen. That is going to be fun. Unfortunately, I cannot like put a knob on. I cannot put the displays on the screen. Otherwise, I would use helicopter mode. That sounds would sound really fun. Of course, parallel takeoff. Because in the real procedure, you guys would be waiting at that hold point there while I taxi here and complete a takeoff. I mean, It wastes time if you're doing multiplayer, but it's a regional airport and you get like only 2 or 4 flights per hour, so in real life it's easily manageable. Of course, it's not here. This is a multiplayer environment, and we can do a lot of things and make a lot of things more efficient. So I'm going to drop that a little bit. I'm also going to push that inwards. That caravan going way fast. Yeah. That just reminds me, whoever's passing me right there, please bring up your flaps. I think they're down. You too. Alright, let's see what's going to happen. Let's go a little bit. Where are we going? I don't know. My plan was pattern work around here, but you know that could change. I kind of steer myself on a pickle. Yeah, you all have to take off before me because I have no clear path, unless. Okay, you do first. And then maybe I can go after or something. What is that? I think that was just lag, I guess. Or, oh, okay. That's all thing. So I guess I'm clear. We're going to do, oh, whoops, formation from around here. So as long as I can keep the steering going fucking freaking straight, should be good to go. Right about now. Gear is up. And oh my god, I thought the caravan is going to go a little bit faster. Okay, now up. Goes. 40 RPM. Whatever. Kind of lost sight of you actually. 2000. Okay, good. You're below that actually, unless I'm faster than you. So yeah, I think we just have symbolic Sam take us somewhere he wants us to go. I haven't set my altitude. I forgot to set my altitude, but this looks like what 650 feet to me. Right, he's turning. Or something. Making S turns. Send me, and also. I don't know, on my screen you're dangerously close to terrain bear. Let's turn on heading mode. And probably pitch mode. Altitude mode. Whoops. I forgot. Back to VTSP, all our places are way too far. Oh, he's flying. I just lost him. Turn off altitude mode because that's pitch mode too. That's way too aggressive, guys. Also, flights are you? I'm a little bit concerned about the where you're going, because that is impossibly low. That is very low. And also I have no idea where you're... Oh, I'm following the wrong person. There we go. They're being a lot more reasonable here. So just pull a steep climb. I don't think this guy can do that, but... Yeah. Yeah, you were dangerously low there. I was trying to figure out what you were trying to do. Anyway, this should be safe for a while. So this is right there. I'm going to, right after it passes, I'm going to turn the heading back to rejoin the party. He's at 201, but he's to the about to the left of me, so I can slow down a little bit. Okay, VTSP, but I'm going to follow you, and you're going to be the navigator of our entire team. So let's turn right here, so we have a little bit of intercept heading. And I'm going to reduce my throttle speed a little bit because we are kind of dropping. He is at 1500 and climbing. Let me go to pitch mode for a second. He's at a bearing of 98, so... Where is he? Where's 98? Oh, he was behind me. But yeah, we'll do that. You do you. This is not my usual route that brings me to VTSP, so I don't know what. I'm also going to go a little bit back down so I know where he is going. Okay, where's everyone? Serious question, where is everybody? There's Y over there. Yeah, falling behind. Okay, you go down a little bit. I'm also going to throttle down before I start adjusting this. Right. Still have negative visual contact, although it's going left, so should be good, I guess. I still have negative visual contact, but he's at 23, and I'm right now at 25, so it should be right about to my left. 1.04 miles to the... there he is. Okay, we're just gonna stay there. I might have to. I'm gonna have to A, speed up, and B, actually get on course. Anyway, let's see how we can get there. Cause we might need to turn left right about now, guys. Alright, 264. Let's just assume this. That's 270. No, God. Otherwise, we'll be way off course. Alright. Now that we're here, let's tune the course. The VOR is 116.9. And we're going to tune that in right here. So, 116 point... Whoops. Bug there. 106.9. Over to nav 1, and I'm not going to set nav 2. So that one is going to be on a radio of, what is the heading again? 261? 264. So there, this is going to be 264. So we're going to turn a little left there to plop this on an intercept heading. This one, nav2, I'm going to tune it to the iOS because we actually have that now. At 109.9. And swap that over. iOS doesn't have a leg. When we actually have a navigation signal right there. Interesting. Although that might be completely accurate, because iOS's aren't designed to be captured from like this far. So like Sam said, server is down. I still see you here. Right, you all are at a heading of 70. Y'all are behind me. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, model would take a while to load. We have flight realism tracking right downward there. We haven't loaded the model yet, but we should soon. What I kind of can't see myself. Oh, I think the server is down again. Server just went down for a moment again there. Anyway. I can't see you all either. When I'm at myself, I can't see you all. Wait setup here is going to call this for a while. In fact, let's turn it on to nav mode. And then it should like do whatever it needs to do automatically. You all... Okay, that's way too much. Stop it. We're actually going to cross the goddamn radio now because of you. And because... Okay, so we also did the DME. I'm also going to do the whole thing at 10 miles out. But at 10 miles, in this case, we can just do a standard 500 feet per minute descent because... it's safe. Because the number is a little bit different this time. You all go up a bit. I am coming fast. Yeah, I can see. Okay, I think that's my cue to increase my speed a little bit too, because I was at a really low speed to maybe save, quote unquote, save fuel, but mainly to make sure I don't miss you guys. So let's throttle up. Okay, we're actually climbing now, so let's push this down a little bit. And the thing is, no, that's the gyro compass. And the compass is still aligned, so that's nice. Right, we're going to intercept this leg soon. Dude, press A. Press A is cheating. But yeah, in my practice flight, I actually press A because it kind of gets boring. And this is a straight flight where I don't have to control. So it kind of makes a lot of sense to press A. I think we see someone here and the other person right there. Nice. I can't see out the rear display, unfortunately. Here we go. And now... nav mode should be able to do whatever it asks to do. If it wasn't buggy. Come on, man. Buggy. So this thing can go down a little bit. Actually, down. I made it go up. So that's about 10 miles out, the descent will start. And we have the glide slope right here now. Anyway, push this a little bit, and we still need to go down by a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Let's just. I'm going to tune 500 feet per minute right here, and I'm going to use altitude mode when it reaches 2500, which is what I was aiming for, so we can get a good one. Okay, so we should be seeing Ctrl-U right about here, I guess. I think this is Ctrl-U. Use a midpoint point. Looks like. Hello, Avion 8. Yeah, this is a Piper. So yeah, it's not a C-17. Yeah. So yeah, it's still not an Airbus. You're rarely going to see an Airbus, but this is a twin-engine plane with variable pitch propeller. This thing, one of the handles is blue, but you can't see it because shadows. So this is going to be an interesting one. Anyway, I'm actually still on cruise, but it gets really close to approach right now. And you all are still climbing. I actually lost visual contact with you guys. One of you is here, probably Realism, looking at that now. We have Symbolic Sam orbiting right here, bringing around the place. It's fun. Looks like I'm actually the only person who's had the autopilot on. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Because right now I'm basically leading again, because I would have Symbolic Sam leading for a while. Right, so I think it's about the correct time that right after landing us back at Phuket, I'm just going to end the stream. Anyway, we're a little left. We're a little to the right now, so we can just turn back. Oh, we're at 12 miles. I think at about 10 miles, very approximately, is where we will hit the glide slope. And I'm on this here, so I think that the markers thingies should illuminate. There we go. We can listen to the idents here. I don't, but okay. Hello, Irish. And we have Krabi. Krabi, also in a Seneca, who is at Krabi right now, it looks like. Although he might have just spawned at Phuket, even though I'm on approach right now. And there's the airport. So we're just going to dogleg over until we're aligned with the runway. And do this visually. I'm still going to use the actual glide slope as the glide slope. But the iOS on this runway, if you guys don't know, it's actually ever so slightly misaligned, so you don't want to use it directly. We're 9 miles out. Interesting. And we're just about going to hit the glide slope here. Runway visual. 3, 2, 1, go. Scat ones are kind of inaccurate. VAT2. And also even worse than the other cat ones because, as I said, it's offset, even in real life. I went too far with the dog leg there. Whoops, that couldn't have been good. And so what has happened? No, it's still good. A good thing to do flaps 1. Wait, that goes down. I think we have an airplane about to go out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to manual fly from this point on. It should be easier. And now we need a little bit more. Makes sense? A little bit. That was the toot there is not the overspeed alarm, it's the gear down alarm. But yeah, the gear down speed is pretty low. It's about 100 knots in this aircraft, so the gear down alarm is very inappropriate. However, I am within the white arc, so I am safe with regards to overspeeding with flaps down. Flaps 2 time. I'm going to up that a little bit. I'm still low, actually, because I'm still low, so don't have to be very careful about being too low. Oh, so Realism going right above me there. Not sure if he's going to land or he's going to pull a slam dunk kind of thing. In the meantime, flaps 3 and a bit more throttle. I'm not sure about aid, but I definitely feel low. Okay, we're right about on track. So, and slightly above track. So let's tune things. ATC Noob is back with a 737. And I think I have a Krabi, probably very rare. I should turn on my landing lights. Anyway. We're a little low, but we're good. Again, setup on approach, most important part. A good setup really brings you places. I actually had a crosswind when I was going into Krabi too. This one doesn't feel as crazy as the one at Krabi, but yeah, there's still quite a bit of crosswind. I can't tell if I'm high or low. Middle marker. I see the runway, so we're safe. Alright, dog leg in a perfect way. I think we have Avion A either floating or landing like a boss there. Order threshold, idle, and flare. Okay, way too strong again. See. You see that our plane's blowing right through. Good thing I have collisions disabled on this thing. Anyway, there are a bunch of airliners stuck on taxiway. There are quite a few airliners stuck on taxiway VAT fare. One person doing a touch and go. So I'm just going to go out on that. Pretty. It's pretty good. Yeah, that might work. I was a little bit all over the place there. It was still within what I consider feel safe, and I certainly want to land a little bit low rather than high with this thing. But yeah. Both of my touchdowns, that is an ouch. And yeah, this is technically not an exit, but I feel like this getting out of runway. This is the technically the high-speed exit for those who landed the other way. But yeah, we're... I just happen to not care. And then go to park in the GA area, or maybe actually at the gates actually, because I think I deserve it this time. Please go pilot speaking here. Welcome to Phuket. It was a nice flight. Forget the landing or you die, and you need it both. Yeah, I need to read. I need to do that again. It was a nice approach, but the landings are always weird. Might have to go in earlier or something like that. And the flight realized them, yeah, I did flare, but apparently not enough. Or too slow. Or too late, I mean. Let's turn the line lights off. You guys are going to meme in the Discord about me making all kinds of... Yeah, it's a late flare. Usually in the 172p that would have been enough, but yeah, this one takes a while to arrest. I was complaining Discord. So it's channel is aviation odd. Avion actually means plane. Yep. Avion 8, are you French or something? And wow, that's a lot of planes. We've got AirAsia, Thai Airways. I'm not sure Thai Airways actually flies here. I think they do. I guess. Let's forget that aircraft. Okay. Now I'm just going to shut down here. And what the hell was that? Is it as a parking position? Oh no, I'm going to shut down here. Whoops. Hit the wrong key. Alright, park brake is in, so I'm just going to go ahead and shut down. That's off, now that's off, I have to call off. That off, mags off, and master off. And you guys are going to follow me off the correct exit. Thanks for reaching Charlie and fine. And it's okay. Oh, okay. And about the whole country thing, I would say that it's kind of in the same cultural sphere, if you will, but yet not in the same country. I was just asking because, you know, avion, that sounds like a French word. You kind of want to know. Kind of wonder Krabi was when you're ATC noob is spent in a DHC6 intersecting with one of the planes that spawn in the auto mode. Try Flight Realism said try F-16 information. Do you mean F-16 formation? Also, I actually haven't tried an F-16 at all. If I were to do that, that would be like next video material. Like, sorry, next stream material. I wouldn't want to do that, but I mean, yeah. So apparently flight recorder control dialog got a need to want low pass F-16 maybe. I'm on a rocket ship. I'm not sure which one of you is SYO1, but there's one of you guys who basically repeatedly tail strikes and goes back on and tail strikes and go back on. There's actually I think that there was a UPS or something plane a while back that actually had a tail strike because it's a red guy. She had a tail strike or something because the main gear failed. Not funny. Also, let's try to record. Okay, session on 6/11. Oops. Hopefully that has like really low resolution, so I hope it'll work. Flight Realism, if you want to like respawn in F-16 and do that, feel free. I would sure like to see that as a send-off, and we still have enough time. Let's see what Krabi is doing here because we have powered down. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was on track with that, but yeah, F-16 when we read. And by the way, I think YouTube has the same mind as a airport engineer because they just held Flight Realism message that has the word bomb in it. I guess YouTube is an is a TSA guy now. Also, it's Krabi. You see a thing? This is a thing that exists. I have no idea what it's for, and I've not been able to activate it, but it's a thing. Ich habe mich Krabi. Ich habe mich sehr lange nicht gesehen. Nice. Dich nicht lange nicht gesehen. Ich muss mir Deutsch üben. I don't know about you, but this looks real nice. Take a look out for this view in the carousels. I guess. Party time. Yeah, we're still waiting for Flight Realism, but let's see what he has to do. ATC noob in the... Oh! Oh! He didn't use his call sign last time, but okay. Let's see. Oh, it's not him, okay. That, or he's waiting for things to load. Yeah, I think at the beginning it saw that it took a while to load here, so... We still have time, okay, we can wait. Watch Krabi in the meantime, doing a nice flight. Oh, okay. Yeah, so ATC noob, just as I suspected, is not Flight with Realism, it's someone else. I think he was named himself up above, but I forgot. Yeah, because I basically saw an F-16 and thought, okay, this has to be you because you said you're spawning an F-16. Nope. And there we go, we have another F-16. The actual F-16 is going to do maneuver for us. And I have Krabi doing work here. So I'm watching this and I'm going to switch to him when he starts doing things. Wait, where is ATC noob? Oh. Yeah, it's Recon Wu. Yeah, I just remembered. Yeah, you are that. I kind of forgot. But yeah, both of you. I saw both of you here now spawning in the same place. So let's see. I'm going to wait a little bit more. Let's see what let's see what the F-16 has to do. Why am I rocking? Okay, I know that the packet's coming in, but yeah, that looked hilarious. The update's kind of couldn't come fast enough there. Forget to Ctrl-U. Yeah, whichever. Yeah, whichever, guys. Yeah, and it's okay. I can see you having no activity up here in the pilot list, and I can just switch cameras like an event operator. Does that work great? I don't know why. Ctrl-U, what it should do is send you up by 1,000 feet. If you remember the challenge to Reykjavik, and that's not what Jesus did. So Krabi is doing some good flying right here. Shakes with it all. Y'all should look great. Is he seriously gonna do that? I think it's capable, but wow. Okay, he's in. Thank God. Real sim is off. Ah, there we go. Let's have a look. I think Krabi is just going overhead now. And his touch and go thingy. It's actually possible to have a multiplayer aircraft hit each other, but of course, seeing what we have here, we're not going to turn it on. I'm not going to turn it on for sure. Also, it only affects me, so if I turn it on for myself, okay, this is my guess, by the way. But if I turn it on, then it's just gonna... Don't shoot down other people! And she's off. Gear up. Going to go back to hello view. Showing off some X16 swag. Should I go to shades view? I think it works a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not sure what servers are you guys on, but you can't shoot, don't worry. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It looks like I'm only receiving updates like once per second, so that is not going to look good for a low pass. Yeah, this looks great. Okay, was that actually a crash? I thought you just did a legit low pass and basically just like I don't know. He said Okay, either FlightGear crashed or during this hit, because I guess what just happened is that it was only updating like once per second, so I thought that it was just the lag making him appear to go through the ground. Apparently he did actually hit the ground. RIP. Anyway, let's see if we have some lag information. So we have lag information up here. Okay, I'm going to go back to simple time for a moment because most people don't have this patch yet. Multiplayer, yeah, the sim bug, it does look like that. Multiplayer on 8 FPS. That was literally me last stream. Anyway, PPS, you have ATC Noob, who's doing things in the F-16. He's sending packets apparently every 10 per second, which is enough. We should get some smooth footage of him. Also Krabi. For SI001, who's doing this, see, it's actually sending packet for 2 seconds. That's not a lot. What are pressing Ctrl-U so you can blame it on an engine. Yeah, while we wait for that, let's do that for fun. I mean, this doesn't have like control, so. Okay, first thing that's going to happen is that I need to regain crap. And then let's just go ahead. Oh my god, this thing is flaps. That's why it was so poor. Okay. Let's get back on. Oh yeah. And also F-15 is back. We have one update every whoops. Yeah, this is not gonna look good. Ouch! You did, yep. Apparently this thing does not have a damage model. Actually, let's try that for fun. I don't have enough speed to do anything smooth, by the way, in that, so that was, I know it's not going to be beautiful anyway, so I'm just going to like shitpost and try it out. Actually, let's track some landings. I'm here and now I use like all GPU. Let's Pegasus airline moment. What does that mean? Okay, that was not as nice as I thought that would be. Okay, let's break to 0 for a moment, and now I'm going to Ctrl-U back up. Catch some altitude and turn back around. Actually, I'm going to do it again because I need to turn back, and I kind of lost too much altitude there. Let's see if I can actually get a good flare going. Where is the... I was going too fast. Okay. Seriously, guys. Okay, I might need. This might need to. I'm not doing challenges. Symbol exam. So I'm just going to use Ctrl-U to prop up my altitude until I get a good one. Until I get a slightly normal approach going on in there. With actually, hello Leonardo. Unfortunately, we kind of finished the main event already, and we're kind of like having fun around. Right now I'm trying to figure out how best to flare this thing. Okay, let's do that. Pretty steep drop there. Okay, let's go up a little bit of pack count speed. Let's see where the runway is. It's right over there. Nice, so now I'm too high, okay. Just going to set up for a slightly more normal thingy, slightly a little bit further down, I guess. It's been 1 hour, yeah. That's why I kind of did most of the main event already. Okay, so now let's go into train mode, and I hit it right here, over here. So the rest takes a while, and now I'm moving a little bit too fast. Okay, one more try before I'll have to turn back with this. Okay. This one is a little bit steeper than an actual landing would be because I have no engines. So it's a pretty good training. Okay, that was too early. So should be a roll right. Like that. Slam my nose out, but okay. Okay, by the way, I just saw recording software. It is OBS, and in fact, OBS is the actual program I'm using to stream right now. So as to how to do it, unfortunately, I am on Linux, and a lot of things on OBS are different between Linux and Windows. But I think that most tutorials that you can find online, especially on the OBS website, there should be good enough. So if you still have problems, well, I don't think I'll be able to help you much. Yeah, what's probably the most important thing that I see people might get a little bit wrong with OBS is that if you use a wizard, so you go here, if you use a wizard, it might set the scaled resolution here to something low if your computer is underpowered. So if you if you actually want an output at a high resolution, like for example how it's set it to 1080p, you have to make sure that these are both set to 1180p. And that could easily trip a lot of people up. Otherwise, these are just the settings I use right now. And these are not very important. I mean, the defaults should be good enough. Don't try to follow me with these ones. I'm a little bit... In fact, it was taking a little bit too much performance. Really? Were you taking 12 FPS with that? Ist das der erste Multiplayer Livestream, den du gemacht hast? Nein, die hier, diese Livestream ist eigentlich meine 5. ich denke. Und ich mache auf Multiplayer Livestreams, wenn ich nicht genug Zeit habe, um einen normalen Video zu machen. Yeah, and I think I had like 12 people watching I think it was during landing in Phuket, which is a lot. If Flight Realism is doing his thing in his F-16 now, I'm still only receiving a packet every 2 seconds, so it's not going to look very good. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, learning languages is kind of something I was getting too much into. I mean, most people have only one interest. I do way too many things. I've also gotten into conlang, so that adds to the language list even more and bites into way too much of my time. So I'm not sure if that's a curse or a blessing. Right, so we're going to stay here a little bit more, watching Flight Realism do his very awesome low passes on the F-16 as much as we were able to, and then after a few minutes, we're going to call it a day. I think RealSim is slightly busy right now. He's doing low pass over a village. Captain Flatfigs, nice! I used to do quite a bit of FSX. I actually don't have a license to it, but my friend's computer had it. And on my own computer, of course, I have to use FlightGear because, you know, it's the only really good free one around, except for GOFS. Okay. FlightGear is definitely better as a student because we don't have a lot of money to pay for things. But I think FSX is actually a lot better in many ways. It is better able to... Is that a crash? Did he just crash or... He lost a bunch of FPS and crashed, I think. Yeah, as I was about to say, FSX is a lot better. Basically, if you run FlightGear and FSX on the same computer, you would get a lot more frame rate with FSX. And some things will be slow, and really slow computers, gauges will update like every 2 seconds. But yeah, it will look a lot smoother out the window, and you got a few graphics artists making sure things look nice too, especially half orbits. But yeah, as a student, we don't have a lot of money to spend on things, and FlightGear is what we landed on. And we see Krabi coming in for a nice landing. Way nicer than, most likely way nicer than I could have done on my own. 2 FPS. I am on 2020.4 and I'm using an update script, which is another perk of using Linux, that I can use to very quickly compile the latest changes they've made on the repo. And as a lot of people say, 2020.4, which is technically speaking the nightly, things that aren't released, they don't get tested. Now, of course, people are running this release, and I don't know about that. Releases get tested, and the dev releases don't. So sometimes they won't compile, sometimes it will crash in startup, sometimes it will do weird things. They're of course trying to fix it because some people use your release daily, like me. But yeah, it's not guaranteed. Anyway, as you see, his PC was a potato. My PC was a little bit of it sounded like not so potato compared to my last one. Unfortunately, I got like the same frame rate with the A320 because I think the CPU was a little bit lackluster, and especially I ran into RAM limits a lot with modern FlightGear. So yeah, I have tried to optimize for that, which is why I said I was able to get constant 30 in the A320 now, but still not great. But of course, simple things like this Cessna, I can occasionally get up to 60. And I'm actually doing 30 on this fairly, frankly complex scene, which is all I can ask for. Anyway, I think it's about time, so we're going to call this live stream for today. Thanks for watching, Dirty Kitty. Thanks for flying with me. It's been really great fun, just like every single time. And we'll see you again in the next 2 weeks. Have a nice flight. Yeah, I might need to try the lights and air traffic for the A320. Because it is definitely the CPU, it's probably the CPU in the case of recording, where I said that it dropped to 15.